Welcome back, survivors and travelers alike. I am the SurvivalVis, and we return to our wandering ways of where the water tastes like wine. Georgia was quite hospitable to us. So now we're going to look at going, I suppose, eastward bound, shall we? Or is that the way we came? No, it looks like we came through our little ways down into Tennessee there. We did skip Carolina and Virginia quite a bit more, so maybe we'll head down and see what we can find beyond this way. We've got stores to gather and people to meet, so hopefully we can build up a nice little repertoire we can share amongst the fire. It looks like at the Georgia line, South Carolina here, we got a little something.
A family of 9 invites you into their home for a meal. Hogs roam free in the yard. They wallow in shady patches of cool mud, not paying any mind as you pass.
Yeah, they'd be saying about those with the hog farm. Best be careful around them.
During supper, the hard wind puts an awful burden on the walls. The glass dishes rumble on the table, but the mother seems calm.
Can't butcher a hog in these parts without me, Ma, hollering for pig's feet.
What the? Ghosts, or could we share? Those are some odd options, but maybe ghosts?
The mother raises up her shoulders into a stern posture.
I teach my children to only fear the Lord. We don't have haints, just me, Ma.
I guess we'll move on. Well, that was an odd choice for that particular one. Looks like we're coming up on a little something here.
Cause when that ferryman comes for the town,
looks like we're running a little tired now.
I won't leave much to find the
First tree in a mile, and it's a stout myrtle with bald branches. No relief from the sun out here. Leaves would help. Someone hadn't replaced them all with dusty glass bottles.
That's an interesting change.
You cool down in the shade. The breeze blows through the bottles, making a series of heavy, hollow sounds. You think about wind chimes and the smell of fresh pies on windowsills.
Would be a pretty relaxing place to take a nap. Might nod
The
off.
dense sound of many conversations cuts your nap short. There's no one around. Not until you look up at the bottles. They're filled with bright blue orbs, and words echo from them. None seem to notice your presence.
I'm guessing this is our little way of telling what variety of story you might get. Let's listen to the laughter, because we got so many of the sorrow and the dreaded stories so far.
Can't get enough. Porcelain, chrome, the rusty ones. Gotta turn those sleek faucets. Ever find me in a hardware store, I'm gonna haunt it till the cows come home.
Laughter rumbles inside neighboring bottles.
Sounds like maybe that's where a few ghosts go by to spend their days.
Well, I'm gonna cast my stones over
Yeah, looks like we may have to find somewhere to get a little rest too. I don't know how our need system exactly works in the game. We've got good health, but money, well, that's a little half. Although our rest is kind of dropping.
This will be my tale, my vagrant song.
Got a little something right here.
Yeah, this will be my tale.
This barn seemed abandoned, but soon after you nod off in the musty hay, you're woken by the yowling of cats. An old girl wandered in with them shrugs. You can stay, she says. Dad isn't working down here today. She's right, so you get a full evening of unbroken sleep. Nice little bit to move on, refresh us a little bit for our journey. And what do we got right here?
A sign in town says a farmer is hiring for the sugarcane harvest. A bag-eyed man drives you and 10 hungry strangers out into the cane, where he leaves you. Everyone gets a hatchet, but no instruction. The foreman is missing for some reason. Nobody is sure what to do.
That's mighty odd. I guess just start chopping the cane?
A young man in a red jacket stuffs all the hatchets in his pack. This is stupid, he says. I'm leaving. You can get $5 for a nice axe like this. He marches off into the cane and others follow. Don't! A young woman shouts after them. It's not right.
I gotta reckon that's true. I wouldn't feel right doing that either.
The thief left some hatchets behind. So you and the 3 chumps left start chopping cane. It's brutal work. None of you know what you're doing. Keep going, the girl calls. Her hands are bleeding, and her face is bright with sweat. Soon, her cane is piled high.
Let's keep working. Chop, chop, chop.
Sometime after noon, the truck rolls up with a boozy foreman riding shotgun. Good work, he croaks. The girl wipes her blood-pinked hands on her apron to take her pay, but doesn't notice the crumpled body in the back of the truck, or the hatchets heaped beside it.
That's one hell of a story, and I guess we know what happened to the little thief there, huh?
Well, I got no companion.
Well, maybe this is one of our other stories we've told before. This man reads the newspaper with bare to contain horror. His grimace spreading wider and wider as he makes his way down the page. Suddenly his frown cracks into something with a little more amazement in it. Whoa, he says. What's the matter? He reads our story about the blessed lighthouse sanctuary, where souls in love could find their spot. You're shocked. It's the story of the lighthouse keepers, but with some bits changed. Do you think this really happened? He asks. Oh yeah, I'd say so. He shrugs. Sounds like nonsense for me for sure, he says. Stuff they print these days. I'll move on, but you'd be surprised to find what kind of goes on in the world if you can wander around.
When the night comes down for to take me hand in hand, this will be my tale, my
Let's continue on our way, because I think we're full rested, we got some money to us, and we're doing not too bad health-wise. Not that I think we're going to be riding any of the trains, just so we don't have to get beat by our little journeying. Oh, what do we got up this way? Maybe a little fire. Could meet a person. I'll wander nearby, see what we can find. I think we're coming close to where we... Oh, Richmond ahead! Let's journey our way up and see what we find, shall we? I think we'll stop by the camp first. Just because we may have a number of stories that we can share better. Or we might pick up our own story again, shall we? These men lean against the wall of this hardware store, smoking and chatting. They wave you over. You heard this one before? They launch into a group recitation of the shootout between the female bootleggers and the cops, interrupting one another in their excitement to tell. Wait a second. You recognize the story? There's a story about the women who are arrested for bootlegging. I can't seem to talk no more. Someone's added to it in the meantime, though. What do you think? Asked one of the men, eyes bright. You think that really happened? Why not? I'm sure somewhere it did. Well, I'm not sure myself, he replies, but damn, it sounds wild. Let's move along, shall we? Got a little something right here.
He leans against a fence and turns to face you as you pass him by. At his back is a bag full of birdseed. He assures you that the gawky birds perching on his body are the last remaining passenger pigeons.
I reckon thought they were extinct.
They look extinct to you?
You're not sure those dull gray pigeons look anything like the pictures you've seen of passenger pigeons, though you can't help thinking they stare at you a little too intently.
Say, you like birds?
Not really, or sure? Sure, why not?
They're lovely creatures. Guileless, really. Hunted damn near to extinction, weren't you?
He strokes one of his birds under the chin. You think you see drips of blood flecking the creature's dirty gray head.
Oh, excuse me there, sir.
You sense it's about time you start moving on.
You be kind to the little birds now, you hear?
You hurry along the road, though the flapping of ungainly wings seems to follow you for hours.
Yeah, that's some mighty interesting stories that you come across as you go. They're quite interesting. Little Ben.
Sorry, friend, but I gotta ask you not to get no closer unless I can see your hands at all times. Look too clean to be one of us. But you don't look like the company sent you neither.
Company, eh? Sounds like a worker down on his luck.
All right, come and share my fire spell. Don't linger. These hills is full of ears. Don't think just 'cause you can't see no one that you're safe.
Here, know a little bit, but then again, don't know what his situation is.
I'll give you cornbread. Don't be so sure of me neither. See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
Looking for excitement, are you there, fella, eh? What can we tell you that might be some mighty excitement? How about the fire after the poker game? They might be wanting to...
You'd be popular at mealtime where I'm from. You'd keep a whole crew glued, I bet. Fortune? That's what they promise.
They promise, but you never see delivered, do ya?
They tell these men, get on the train. There's work for you on the other end. They say, pack up, bring your families. Come on, earn your keep in the land of the free.
Yeah, that ain't so true though, is there?
So they pack up. These men quite a ways from their home already, and if they make it to the mine town alive, the company tells them, gotta use our tools. Take it out your first month's pay. Train ticket here too. Nothing you get doesn't come from us.
Basically turn you around to a prisoner.
First day you go down to work, you might even be in debt already. What can they do but go down all in a line, like beasts into the dark? See anything exciting out there on the road? Mostly I just seen dogs.
I think we can tell them reckon about. Not quite the metal worker there. But where's the one about those? Sugar cane. That'd be, I think, a little too. There you go. Shootout between the bootleggers and the cops. They may enjoy that one.
Brings me back. There was a time when me and Big Ben could just enjoy exciting stories like this one. Innocent. Authority? Bosses? You ain't worth nothing to them. You're like a pickaxe or a coal cutter, a damn shovel. You break, you get replaced. It's almost like they're proud of that.
I'm hearing a lot of mighty similarities to things these days, aren't you all? Mighty similar.
I need a laugh. Know any good jokes?
I'm sure we can find something to get you laughing and enjoying yourself there.
You got some wit, stranger.
Glad to hear that you enjoyed that one. I've thought of it myself.
Joy, huh? You ever hear music in a coal town? Night falls on a Sunday, you hear church singing. Listen for a while, and the cry, Sure enough, it's a cry. Colored folks, harmonicas coming up from one end of it, joining in. Sound of strings from Italy. That type of song has no country.
Sounds beautiful.
It's the sound of the workers' choir. Got any funny stories? Must have a couple.
Let's see, looking for funny there, eh? What do we got? I actually don't know if I got anything too funny at the moment. That's one I'll have to look at picking up. I think for now, though, maybe we'll let you know about... How about the couple of brothers? You may enjoy that one.
Well, just seems like wishful thinking to me. Family. Well, they took my big brother out of school to send him down the mines. He weren't bigger than 10 years old, but 25 cents, right type of handshakes, off he went to work.
I'm guessing that was Big Ben, maybe.
He's so big in my memory. He must have been such a small feller, come to think. Got any hopeful stories to tell? I need something like that.
I think I got one for you. This might be just what you're eager for.
Wish that the world were good like that, right? Well, maybe it will be. Dreaming about the future made me a wanted man.
Oh, really there, little Ben? We'll be sure to keep you quiet as we go by any local authorities or anyone on our way.
For now, I'll be glad just to get over the county line at dawn. Morning. I gotta get going. Headed up that way. Won't be specific. For my safety and yours. If you want to find me, then do it. Talk again about these things.
Look forward to it, little Ben. You'll be safe on your way.
Old ain't got no country. No worker neither. Worker ain't Virginian, ain't Christian, white, colored, Irish, Polish, nothing. A worker is a worker. We all gotta work.
Those are quite some words of wisdom from little Ben.
You're one of them. You think I sound red? You best come out and say so. Get it over with.
I like the way little Ben thinks. But I think for now, well, we're not in the episodes, but we are going to work our way south down to Georgia here if we can. We got a big country to cross. So we'll go down, see what other stores we can find. We are looking for just any store we can find. Even if you got stores, I'd love for you to leave them in the comments. Let's carry the spirit of where the water tastes like wine alive, no? Even a little start of something, see where it takes us.
You come across a girl picking wild blueberries. She smiles and greets you.
On in.
She offers you some from her birch bark basket.
Might be a little Native American girl. Why, thank you there, little lass.
You reach in the basket for blueberries, but pull out a handful of small, smooth stones, all the colors of the rainbow. The snickering girl runs into the trees as fast and light as a rabbit.
Well, we're not going to throw the stones at the poor little thing. Who the hell would ever do something like that? We'll just drop them.
The stones tumble from your hand and hit the ground, instantly turning black as the night. Your heart leaps in surprise. How strange.
Strange indeed. I wonder if we'll hear more of that story as we go along. But for now, we got quite a ways to go to make it south. So let's spend a little time whistling, shall we? Just sitting back and enjoying the whistle. What we got right
The
here?
soldier sits in the dirt with his legs splayed out, like a child would sit. Beneath the tattered fabric of his antique uniform, Several open wounds fester in the hot sun.
Lend a hand, traveler?
I don't see why we should ask about the wounds. The poor man is asking for aid. Let's do what we can to help him, shall we?
You kneel in front of the soldier. His body is marked with bullet holes, along with deeper wounds that could be from knives or bayonets. Maggots squirm inside the raw, red flesh.
About time I earned an amputation. You seen any blueberries around?
Blueberries.
The soldier leans in, uncomfortably close to inspect your features. Were his pupils solid white before now? He tilts his head, narrows his eyes, sniffs you. What are you, stranger?
Beg your pardon? Seems like we're running into some very interesting meetings on our ways.
The shadow falls on the soldier's face.
You damn Yankee!
He pulls you in by the wrist and drives a bowie knife into your gut. As the blade bites your flesh, the soldier stares into your eyes, his body dispersing into the wind like a cloud of dandelion seeds.
I think we just got stabbed by a ghost. We just got shivved by a ghost.
Well, I'm gonna
We are not doing very good for health-wise now. I don't think anybody taking a bowie knife to the gut would. We'll try finding somewhere, maybe we can do something, but we ain't doing too hot no more. What we got here?
This will be my tale.
He sings as he works, his voice warm and soft as the late afternoon sun. The air's sweet with the tang of recently cut sugarcane. There's a practiced, almost soothing precision to the way he works. He looks up and nods hello.
Let's greet the fine man. A working man ain't somebody who... There. I can't seem to speak no more. If we can find a good working man, you're always able to give him a good greeting.
Make him molasses, he says to your unasked question. I sell the black stripe in town. Farmers use it for feed. Bitter as hell.
Smells
He
strange, or
grins.
should we ask to try some? Ask to try some. Give him a little laugh for his hard work.
Got some set aside. Comes back with a murky flask, waving off any offer of payment. I ain't charging. Folks around here need what they can get. Makes a mean loaf of bread. He nods at the barrels. I'm about done filtering. Got to boil it next. Lend a hand?
We'd be happy to help. I wouldn't ask what the wage after that little gift he gave us
You help
was.
him haul the barrels over to the metal boiler. You pour in the juice and set the fire. It's hot work. He fetches water and dark bread, and you share the small meal and a smile. It's good to find another who takes joy in honest labor.
It was good to meet you too, sir, but our way is still a long, long to go. Take care while we move on. And we got a little bit of our health back from the looks of things. What we got right here. The scowling woman surprises you by offering you a job. Help me fix the damn pump and all stuff. You're so full of pie you can't move. She barks. She's got a permanent frown like a cow shouting her shoes, but she's a fast worker and a quick wit. And her pie's phenomenal. Let's move on. I think that helped restore us all the way right up to full health. So where are we going into now? South Carolina. We're making our way back through towards Georgia. I do admit I kind of wish the whistle sprint of sorts was a toggle, but it seems like it just got to do what we got for now. something in Savannah, Georgia. Looks like we might be meeting someone else around here too. And one of our stores made it down this way too. This farmer's loitering beside a couple crates of berries, idly watching the clouds go by. Waiting for a pickup, he says, trying to make small talk. Hey, you want to hear a wild story? Absolutely, lay it on us there, sir. He starts telling you about the arsonist who burns down gambling dens all over the country. Takes a couple minutes, but suddenly you recognize it's a story about the fire after the poker game at the Wyckoff Hotel in Atlanta. We haven't told that the farmer changed. Well, a lot, but it's still pretty good. Where'd you hear that story there, sir? Oh, I can't remember, he says. I think I've known it for years, since I was a boy, for sure. That can't be right. No, I don't think so, but let's let him know that story happened to me. Bullshit, he slaps the rings down the dusty road. You're a good joker, I'll give you that. We'll move on. Seems like we're able to grow out our stories a little more. What do we got here now?
The blistering sun has scared even birds into the shade. But a middle-aged woman and a young couple are still collecting scraps of cotton that the machinery missed. With a ragged voice, the older woman calls to you. Got any water?
Sure I do. Let's help them out if we can.
The three of them rush over to you, suddenly reanimated. They pass around your canteen. When you get it back, it's empty. The woman squeezes your hand and sighs with relief. Sweetest thing I ever tasted, she tells you.
Happy to be able to lend a hand. Got another one here to let us in.
His smile lights up the room, or rather the cab of the locomotive. Folks gather round as he holds the pull cord. He's a showman through and through. You'll want to cover your ears now for this next part.
Let's listen along and do what he says.
Sure doesn't help much. Engineer pulls that chain and the whistle blasts inside your skull. He just smiles through it all. Man must be half deaf.
Darnation, you're trying to blow our ears out.
A round of applause erupts from the small crowd. He passes out bubble gum to the shell-shocked kids, half of them in awe, half in tears.
Yeah, you're getting the youth either marred or deafened.
Remember now who gets you there on the advertised. Casey Jones.
Everyone's all talk as they head back to their seats. That engineer sure is handsome. Gosh, and that whistle sounded just like a whippoorwill, didn't it? Ain't this the way to travel?
Perhaps so. Let's move on. Seems like we got a theatrical railroader. That might be a good one to share at this campsite. Who are we meeting here? Jimmy.
Evening there. You looking for a sermon or just a chat?
Just a chat there, Father, from looks of Bible in hand and your garb.
Don't really matter, frankly. First thing I ever learned behind the pulpit is that every homily is just a conversation. Ain't as one-sided as you might think, either. Preachers ain't shepherds. They're cowboys. They gotta run with the flock, keep them directed without fencing them in. So how about you take a seat and guide us somewhere?
I'd be happy to there, Father. Any requests of what you'd like to hear?
Hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right?
Oh, I got some spooky ones for you there, Father. I just hope you're ready for 'em. The Headless Hessian should do.
Oh, you got me for a second with that one. Bondage? Yeah, met my daddy's daddy once. One time is all I needed to know that some chains ain't ever coming off you. Don't matter what sort of proclamation a white man in a suit makes. Know any funny stories? I need to take my mind off things.
We are a little slow, but I think we just found one thanks to... Where is he now? Was Joy's fellow? That's a good question. Where is... There we go. Casey Jones, Theatrical Railroad. I should do.
Oh, come on, that's ridiculous.
I wouldn't be so sure there, Father.
Travel? Oh, I travel. Moving's in my blood. Pops traveled all over to wrestle. And even after I stepped out on my own, I kept moving. I've been everywhere. Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Houston, Los Angeles. Paris. I even been to Paris.
Sounds like got some history in Paris there, Father.
I've been everywhere. Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Houston, Los Angeles. Paris. I even been to Paris. You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
We'll let you know about the bootleggers there if we can find that again quick. Well, I was hoping to find those, but maybe we've already told one along there. Oh no, they're under authority, I think. Let's see. There we go. But yeah, little bugs here or there in the game so far. Nothing major, that's good.
You've got a pretty wild life, you know that? Authority? People look to me for leadership, but I tell them that real leadership comes from community. The best preachers are cornerstones, not prophets.
Amen, Father.
Anyway, tell me a hopeful story. Something where things work out for the best.
If that's the case, I think you'll really enjoy this one. Two brothers after 30 years?
I'll save that one for a sermon sometime. Family? My family was my father. Pops was a catch wrestler. You know, a real fighting man. Used to drag me around, town to town, brawling with whatever local pretty boy they put in the ring. He lost a lot, frankly, but had a mean crucifix lot. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
One heck of a current one right now, Father. Let's tell you, let's see. I'll tell you about the determined socialist. I think you might enjoy hearing about his tale.
That strikes me as a shallow kind of hope. Freedom? I have it now. I hear it a lot. You give the best sermons I ever heard, Brother Jimmy. Why don't you become a pastor and start your own church?
My apologies there, brother. Didn't realize you were just a brother, not looking to be a father.
Well, I like the freedom. Jesus didn't preach to the Canaanites alone, after all. So no church or temple or praise house for me. My congregation is America itself.
Amen, Brother Jimmy. Amen.
Well, I gotta get moving on. I have a sermon to give in the morning, and the church is a long night of walking that way. Walk like you're blessed, child, because even if you ain't, that's the only way you'll find your holy self.
Thank you for the advice there, Father. Take care on your way. And after that little interaction there, I think it's about time we take a little rest, shall we? Thank you all for joining me for another episode of Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. This one ran a little long, but I figured it was worth it to squeeze a bit in. As always, thank you for your viewership and enjoying the series. If you do like it, be sure to leave a like or a comment down below just to let me know. I'm always happy to hear feedback from your survivors or travelers alike. And if you really want to keep updated with anything I put out here on the channel, be sure to subscribe. I'm always hoping and happy with... accents are going. I'm always happy and hoping to get new subscribers each and every day. Until next time I see you though, survivors and travelers, please remember to take care and stay alive.